Okay, let's do this.
Hello, Mr. Westhouse?
Back again so soon, Miss Ryan?
Yes, we have very important things to discuss. Right, that whole going home thing.
Cortez said to look you up when I wanted to go back home, to Stark.
Now, why would he say that? I'm not a shifter, and I don't know any magic. I'm sorry, Miss Ryan, but you'd be better off asking the Sentinel priests for assistance.
But I'm a shifter.
Already
and...
did. They said I was on my own, that they couldn't help me.
Bloody typical. Those reactionary fools wouldn't extend a hand to help a drowning man if it violated the principles of their bloody balance.
Yeah.
But I can't think why Manny would tell you to visit me in order to shift home. It just doesn't make sense.
Maybe we can use that alcohol as a shifting point. But yeah, I mean, he clearly couldn't get home, so I'm not sure this is the best person to ask.
How did you end up here in Mercuria?
Well, small talk.
That's quite a story. I won't bore you with the details, but suffice it to say, I was always somewhat of an adventurer.
The details of how I lost
The
300
promise
years of my life.
Virgin territory, untouched by civilization, held great sway with me in my youth, as did the idea of a highly spiritual state of mind. The occult, magic, karma. I was born in 1902 in Boston. By the
That's a long
time I was
time ago.
17, I'd put that life behind me. I spent the next 3 years at sea, and then I wandered around Europe for a time. In the early 30s, the 1930s, of course, I found myself in India working as a journalist. That's where I met Manny, and that's where I first heard of Arcadia.
How close do you have to be to
I
someone
was
to be like,
amazed
there's
and
an
quite
alternate world?
skeptical at first, but the thought of a whole new world to see and magic. I was a fool, of course, but who knew where my curiosity would bring me?
So what happened in India?
I've tried to forget about it, to be honest. If I could go back and convince myself not to... but I still wouldn't have listened, of course. The unknown attracts. I ended up in Tibet in the winter of '34, wading through snow up to my chest, thinking for sure that this was it. I was going to die.
Is that even possible?
Manny pulled me out of that one, thank God. I spent 3 months in a monastery before pushing
Is that how you spell
on
that?
into the void.
It doesn't look right to me.
There's only one way for a non-shifter to pass through the divide, and it's not an easy road to take.
Does it involve almost dying?
Now, if you don't mind, I'd prefer not to talk about the past anymore. There's more than enough to worry about in the present.
Oh, come on.
I should get going.
All right.
Wait, is that it? It's an
Hello,
awful
Mr.
story.
Westhouse?
Back again so soon, Miss Ryan?
I should get going.
Ah,
All right.
you are useless, sir. Also, is it a bicycle? I have to know. I don't see any such contraption. All I see is the alcohol.
It's a brown, slightly cloudy liquor.
Right, should we drink it?
I can't hold my liquor. I'll be spending the rest of the day doubled over, staring into the ocean, and, I'll just not have any.
That's very responsible of you. Okay. I mean, unless we can throw something at him. Oh, did we get the signature? That's really... Okay, we did.
It's Brian Westhouse's signature.
Which is weird because he signs it B. Westhouse, and yet no one knows that's his name. But can I throw things at you? I don't know if I expect this to work. Look, I have a leaf that provides oxygen. Isn't that cool? I mean, is there supposed to be some hint in the story that, like, he became a monk and almost froze to death? How can you wade through chest-high snow? Snow is pretty solid. I just can't imagine that working well. If you can't get your feet over it, I don't see how it would work. Anyway, I guess if you're determined enough. I don't think I can, unless I can give you, like, look, I need to get home to my friends. Help me. No, I have no idea. Well, we've still got that third package to get rid of.
Hold on one second, Miss Ryan. I just remembered something.
Well, Miss Ryan,
It's such a
okay.
long time ago, I'd almost forgotten, but Manny did give me something that might be of interest.
What is it?
It's a pocket watch. Manny gave it to me the last time I saw him. I never quite understood why, but maybe you can tell me.
Well, pocket watches are always
Did
mystical.
he say anything about it?
He said that when his heart started beating again, he would know. It would be like a message in Morse code, a beacon. Damn watch never worked, and the winding mechanism is broken, so it's probably not worth much. You're welcome to it if it's any help.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, that's something. Let's check this out.
It's an antique pocket watch. It's not ticking.
Any Time Lords in
The
it?
knob used for winding the watch seems to have broken off, and there's only a tiny hole left.
We have a tiny hole thing. Yeah.
If I insert this pin carefully into the hole, like so, and then slowly wind it,
Careful.
it worked! It's ticking!
Nice. I am a genuine watch. Oh, that's it? You just get to go home?
I did it! It's a shift! I can go home!
By God, it's a shift. I haven't seen one for ages.
Why don't you come back with me, Mr. Westhouse? You could say hello to your old friend, Manny.
Oh man, can you imagine the culture
If I tried
shock?
to step through that, Miss Ryan, I would suffer a most unpleasant experience. And I would be lost in the between forever.
Couldn't you just hold hands?
Besides, I built this house with my own two hands. I wouldn't want to leave it to these barbarians. And what does your Stark have to offer me? This world is more recognizable to me now. Now you go ahead, Miss Ryan. Go back. And don't let your curiosity of the unknown tempt you into making another shift.
But I have another delivery to make.
Thanks for your help.
I'm not done
Say
here.
hello to Manny for me. Tell him I'm doing all right. And then I said, thanks.
I'm not ready to go back. I'm not ready to go back. I have deliveries to make.
Cortez.
Maps.
Oh, God, it's real. It's all true. I saw it. I saw the other world. Arcadia. Either I'm going crazy or you were right about everything.
Let's hope for the latter, mi amiga? So I gather your trip was a success.
Why is Amiga capitalized?
Success? My whole world has been turned topsy-turvy, so I don't think success is the right word. Nothing about it makes sense. Fact is, I don't believe in magic.
You don't have much of a choice now, do you?
And the sun does not need you to believe in it to rise in the morning, señorita.
Right.
You have seen the truth with your own two eyes. I can do nothing more to convince you. It is up to you now.
Well, do I have a choice? I have to believe at least some of it. My life wouldn't make much sense otherwise.
You are a true skeptic, April. Está bien. We need your kind to balance the hopeless romantics like myself.
Okay, I think I got back all by myself. I'm more interested to know who he is.
Who are you really, Cortez?
Excuse me?
People knew you over there in Arcadia. Tobias. He didn't know you by your real name, but he did know you. And Mr. Westhouse, he knew you too, as Chavez, but several hundred years ago.
So my secrets are being revealed, are they?
Not so much.
I wouldn't say that, because you're still a mystery to me. Or so.
Good. You see, señorita, mystery is important. To know everything, to know the whole truth is dull. There is no magic in that. Magic is not knowing. Magic is wondering about what and how and where.
There can be magic.
I'd settle for the truth, just to be able to know you. Because, honestly, I don't mean this in a bad way. You scare me, Cortez. I'm afraid of you.
I'm afraid of him too.
And you are not the only one, mi amiga. I'm sorry, but whatever it is about me that mystifies you, it will have to stay a secret. There are things even you should not know.
Gee, thanks. That really helped.
Yeah. Way to
And
be
then
ominous, Cortez.
Perhaps later, when we are certain of what the future holds, okay? I think I can promise you that, Señorita Ryan. Later. But for now, we must speak of more important matters.
Okay. I don't like the idea that mystery is what creates magic. If the mystery were gone and it was no longer magic, then that seems more like an illusion, like a magician that we would think of it in the science world. But I mean, if magic exists, it should exist whether we understand it or not. Or should be by its nature ununderstandable. If it is understandable but they're just not telling us, that's I think that's just tomfoolery and shenanigans. But whatever, Cortez, you can have your secrets as long as you reveal them by the end of the plot. Let's ask this question.
You helped me back, didn't you?
To shift? See? The power is yours, yes?
Aw.
But for now, you need me to focus your powers to call forth your dreams.
But I was feeling so good about myself.
Dreams?
Yes. To travel from one world to the next, you must pass through the world of dreams. It is the only way. You are capable of opening a shift on your own, but you might not be able to.
Aren't those the same words?
What do you mean?
The power, the magic is within you. And when you sleep, sometimes you open the portal without even being aware of it. But when you're awake, it's more difficult. With practice, you will do it.
Am I just gonna wake up in Arcadia one day?
I don't think I want to do it.
Come on!
You must. The worlds depend on it.
And so does that map maker guy.
What happens now?
The minstrel told you about the balance, about Stark and Arcadia.
And the disc.
A man named Tobias. He was called the Vestrum, I think. Vestrum Tobias.
He's a cool dude.
Ah, so Tobias made Vestrum. Que bien, good.
Yay!
I knew he would go far when I first met him years ago. He was just an instrum then, a student
An
of the
instrum
balance.
or an
But he
istrum?
was smart and resourceful. So you know what is going on with the balance.
Tobias told me that the Guardian was missing and that the balance was failing. He said this would bring chaos into both worlds.
As we are already seeing, your dreams, your nightmares, they are part of this. You sense chaos more keenly than most, but even they are beginning to notice that things are not as they should be. Like last night.
What about last night?
What you saw, you were not alone this time. There were others, and they saw the same thing. Not nightmares anymore. Real. The first sign of the damage chaos can do. The divide is being breached. It is not yet time for the worlds to be united. A breach could prove catastrophical.
Is that a word?
So what do?
I don't think that's a word.
We must work together, April. I can't do it alone, and neither can you.
But what exactly is it that we have to do?
Cortez has some really low
4
riding
things.
pants.
We must find the Lost
Jeez.
Guardian, we must locate the gateway to his realm, and the disc that is the key to his tower, and we must do what we can to curtail and defeat the Vanguard.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to break this down. What?
How are we going to find the Guardian?
The moment he surrendered his throne and left his realm, he stepped back into our world. This world, Stark.
Oh crap.
This is where he was born, and so this is where he must return to.
But he could be anywhere, right?
This city has power, April. Not magic, but the opposite of magic. And it draws people to it like flies to an open fire. All the pieces of the puzzle come together here. You, me, the Vanguard, the Guardian. I can guarantee you that he's here. But where exactly I do not know. I think maybe the Vanguard do. I think they may have him.
If they have him, how are we going to get him back? And why do they need him? Why do we need him?
He left his realm, but he's the last Guardian. And only he can open the doorway back to his realm to let his successor through. The Vanguard knows this. But what they don't know, yet, is how to get there.
Yeah, this is getting intense.
Who'd know about the gateway to the Guardian's realm?
That I do not know. That knowledge wouldn't be here in Stark. You must go to Arcadia, study the books, talk with the Minstrom and others who might know, but not yet. First, we must finish our mission here.
What about my mission there? I have a job there now. You can't be unreliable on your first day.
Where's the key to the Guardian's realm?
In Arcadia. The key contains two parts. One is the disc itself, the other is the 4 jewels, the eyes of the dragons. That gives the disc the properties of the balance and makes it complete.
Still not 100% on this disc thing. I don't get why there was a disc and then the disc was exchanged for another functionally identical disc.
Where is the disc?
The disc was left in the care of the Sentinel 10,000 years ago. In the beginning, it was kept in the open, displayed for all to see. But not anymore. Not since thieves tried to make away with it. They will know where it is. Ask Tobias, Vestrum Tobias.
I asked him everything. Okay.
Where are the 4 jewels?
Ah, the eyes of the dragons. They are kept by the 4 dragons themselves. 2 in Arcadia and 2 in Stark.
What dragons in
The white
Stark?
dragon has 1, as does the old one. These you must find yourself.
I feel like we've seen a white
I'll
dragon
help you
before.
with the others.
Okay. How can there be a dragon in Stark? Doesn't make much sense.
How do we defeat the Vanguard?
The Vanguard are strong here and growing stronger. Even in Arcadia, they are gaining a foothold. And with the tyrant on a leash, the future looks quite bleak.
How do you know so much about what's going on in Arcadia?
That's a good question.
Voices whisper in my ear, señorita. Voices that I trust.
You're saying the Vanguard are strong here. How come I haven't heard about them?
Ah.
They don't go by that name here. Did you ever hear of the Church of Voltec?
Sure, they're... Oh, that's the Vanguard?
See?
Then they're big, very big. But why do they... Why assume a different name here?
Probably because we think the word
In
Vanguard's
Arcadia,
pretty creepy.
They flaunt their philosophy. They preach the destruction of the balance under the pretense of returning humankind to the glories of the past. Here, they cannot do that. So they have integrated themselves slowly but surely into society under the subterfuge of the New Age religion. And they've built a financial empire to match governments.
They have that much money?
Nah.
The Vanguard own multinational companies. They own planets, April.
Jeez.
They own armies. All they need is the balance, and they will own everything. The twin worlds will be at their mercy.
So, we basically don't stand a chance, do we? Against an enemy like that.
If we hold at bay the forces of chaos, and if we ensure the natural continuation of the Guardian's role within the balance, then they will have lost.
How are we supposed to fight this chaos you keep talking about?
You're the key, April. You have the power to shift, yes? But there's more to you than that. You are a child of the balance. And you... No, that will have to wait.
Oh, come on.
By just being alive, you counter chaos. Without you, last night might have turned out much worse. That tiny breach might have been permanent.
I didn't do anything.
Then imagine the power you wield when you really do something. Trust me on this, amiga. It's instinctive to you to fight chaos. You see it so clearly, and you will know what to do.
I will.
You are most needed in Arcadia, where chaos is a part of reality. The tidal wave will hit there first, and unless it's subdued before it hits Stark full force, we'll never stand a chance. So you will have to travel to Arcadia after we are done here.
Good.
Okay, so that's it? Kick some Vanguard ass, find the Guardian, locate the entrance to his realm, and a 10,000-year-old disc and 4 Dragon Eye jewels?
Okay.
And oh, April, make sure you do battle with the physical manifestations of chaos along the way, because hey, that's your destiny. It's impossible, Cortez. I can't do these things. I'm 18, I'm an artist. No, not even that, I'm nobody. You can't place all these responsibilities on my shoulders. I can't carry that much.
I will help you, April. Others too, you're not alone.
Well, I feel very alone, and I can't even tell anybody about this. Yeah, hi, how are you? I'm the Chosen One. Can you help me save the world from evil and chaos?
There is no chosen one, April. There are only those who would and those who wouldn't. You have a choice between the two.
But you just said I was special.
You said I had powers.
Yeah.
That I wasn't like everybody else.
True, but you still have a choice.
But no one else
Prophecies can
does.
never unravel the will of a single human. You are one of many possible paths, but unfortunately, most of the alternative paths have been blocked by circumstances beyond our control. The world does depend on you, but you have not been chosen. You choose for yourself what you are and what you will be.
What if I say no?
What happens if I choose no, no way?
What if I want to have a quiet life as a
I am
paper
not a
delivery
fortune teller.
girl?
Nor am I
Map
a
delivery
Venar.
girl.
What will happen? Something else? That's all I can tell you. Something else. But I'm sure it won't be anything good. Not unless you agree to help.
You're not really helping
But
this
I
whole
can't do it. I'm
thing.
not who you think I am. I'm not your savior. I don't have any magic powers. I'm just this girl. I'm just me.
Speaking of which, you haven't
The choice is
diary
yours,
entered,
April.
have you? Recently.
As always, the choice is yours.
It's not much of a choice, is it?
It's not really.
For what it's worth? Perhaps not. Still, you need to come to the decision on your own.
Then the choice will have to be, yes, let's save the world. Where do we start?
Here, in Newport. We must find out about the Vanguard. Their headquarters are in this city, but where? Do they have the Guardian under lock and key? What are their weaknesses? Once we've done that, you must travel to Arcadia. I cannot go there, and besides, I have things to take care of here.
Right. Except, where the hell do I go to find out about the Vanguard? The library? The net?
Valuable information is hard to find. Remember the painting I showed you yesterday?
Yes, that was not valuable
Sure.
information.
The artist, a boy named Warren. I told you about him, yes? Warren is involved in a lot of activities that aren't exactly legal.
Ah,
He has connections. He can point us in the right direction.
that's always useful.
All right, okay. Where do I find him?
Probably in the deep
My
dark
friend,
recesses of the ghetto.
Father Raul at the Hope Street Cathedral, he's had some contact with the boy lately. Ask him.
Wait, did you say Hope Street?
Is that the deep dark
Yes.
recesses of the ghetto?
As in the most dangerous neighborhood in Newport?
Perfect.
Is it? I don't usually follow the civic affairs of the city. I remember Hope Street when they first built it. A clean neighborhood.
Aw.
That must have been a very long time ago.
Still, I'm sure you'll be safe.
Oh,
You're a girl,
no.
no? A self-respecting gentleman would never harm a girl.
Oh no.
It's the self-respecting gentleman part I'm concerned about. Still, I can handle myself. Father Raoul, was it? At the Hope Street Cathedral?
Yes. He will lead you in the right direction. help you find Warren Hughes. When you're done tomorrow, we will meet up at the cathedral late in the afternoon. I need to speak with Raul as well.
Okay, good.
Meet in the
plan, then?
cathedral.
Enjoy yourself tonight, April. Who knows what the future may hold? Good night.
Jeez. Okay. Hope Street sounds like where I live. Okay. Let's see what April's been up to. Have I read this? Okay. According to Zach, I can find Cortez uptown, right off Metro Circle, at a movie theater called Mercury Theater. Even I know that's an Orson Welles reference. I didn't know that was an Orson Welles reference. It makes sense because I remember him saying something about old movies yesterday morning. I'll have to catch the subway to get there. Oh, I can't wait. I so love Metro Circle. The prostitutes, the drug dealers, the decomposing garbage, the tourists. Oh yeah. Sweet. Note to self, next time you promise to go on a date with Zach Lee, bring somebody along to put a bullet through your head. Like, duh. In Arcadia, is it still Saturday? Do they even have Saturdays here? And why am I not screaming and frothing and tearing my hair out when I obviously should be? When confronted with the impossible, isn't your mind supposed to just snap? Because I've had so many vivid dreams about... Okay, now I don't even know if dreams is the right word anymore. Visions, maybe. Or even better, premonitions. That's in keeping with the theme of this place. Magic. Oh yeah, magic. Apparently I'm supposed to simply accept, without question, that magic does exist. Which is impossible. But clearly not impossible enough, because here there is magic. Wherever here is. Still, in the face of all this strangeness, I feel normal. For some weird, inexplicable reason, and even though I've still to wrap my head around the concept, I accept this place. It feels comfortingly familiar, in a distant, hazy way. And even though I want to go home, like, right now, I'm not panicky. Not at all. Just a little bit. Oh, and I should write that name down before I forget it. Brian Westhouse. That's the last thing Cortez told me, to visit Brian Westhouse whenever I wanted to go home. There's a comma there, I just couldn't see it. I've just been told The Story of the Valance by Vestrum Tobias, and I figured I should try to write it down while I still remember bits and pieces of it. Talk about cryptic history. Tobias lost me somewhere around the 12 and the 1. Like, excuse me? What? But I think I got the gist of it. There are two worlds. One is Stark, and the world of science, what I call Earth, and then there's Arcadia, the world of magic, what people here call Earth. Do they call it Earth there? Two Earths then, which gets a little confusing, but not half as confusing as what came after. A long, long time ago, there was just one Earth, and this Earth had both magic and science. But mankind has always had a habit of screwing things up, and that's what they did on the original Earth. They got too powerful, they learned how to move stars and be gods, by combining the powers of magic and science. So, an alien race called the Dryac Keen decided to interfere to prevent mankind from destroying their own world. One of the so-called Keen founded this religious movement called the Sentinel, or the Fathers, who are self-appointed watchers over the balance between magic and science. The Sentinel were instrumental in dividing the Earth into two dimensions, Stark and Arcadia, science and magic. They also put a woman in charge of controlling and channeling the balance between two worlds, a guardian of the balance who lives in a tower in a sort of in-between realm, and who's replaced every 1,000 years by a new guardian. So then life goes on for like thousands of years, until the Sentinel starts squabbling internally, and the Sentinel priests in Stark decide to break with their Arcadian friends and found this new cult or whatever called the Vanguard. The Vanguard want the worlds reunited, and they plan to do this by controlling the Guardian himself, or herself. And this is what they've been doing for a few hundred years now, destroying potential Guardians by performing experiments on them or something. My hand is starting to cramp up. I'm amazed I can even remember half of this. Anyway, the current Guardian couldn't stay any longer, and he left the tower in the middle of nowhere, and now the balance is in danger. Apparently, chaos can really do some serious damage to both Stark and Arcadia. Which does remind me of my, dream. I'm really not sure if that's the right word anymore. With the black chaos thingy. The vortex that attacked me. That's probably a sign of what's going to happen if somebody doesn't do something to save the balance. And I'm sensing this coming on, because that's how it always goes in these things, and that somebody's me. Because apparently, I'm a strong shifter. And somebody has to find the Guardian, get him back in the tower to save the balance, and then do something about the Vanguard. Get them to see they're screwing with things they shouldn't be screwing with. Hey! Easy! I do that kind of stuff before breakfast. Saturday afternoon. Right, so I get back. No easy task, believe you me. And Cortez proceeds to finally tell me everything. Except he doesn't. And we have a plan. Which sounds good to me, but then I really don't have much experience with plans. I'm usually like, let's just do whatever. But now we have a plan. With a capital P, even. So okay, we, as in Cortez and myself, have to find this Guardian guy, the key to his realm, an old stone disc with 4 jewels, and the way back into that place, because apparently nobody knows where it is. Duh. And while all this is going on, I'm supposed to restore balance to chaos and do the laundry. Probably. To think that 2 days ago all I had to remember was whether a customer ordered a double decaf latte or a low-fat cappuccino. There's a lot to be said for simple ignorance. Anyways, tomorrow morning I'm off to find whatever information I can on the Vanguard. Yay! So, that was a nice recap to get me back into knowing what the plot of the game is. Still not so clear on why there were 2 discs. But, I think that's pretty much the end of the video. And I guess, I don't know if we're supposed to head home, but next video we'll keep going. We'll keep doing some recon. So see you then.